So what types of finance are there? Well, you can get bored with this. There's grants, there's repayable grants, there's soft loans, there's consultancy, there's technology transfer, there's equity finance, there's shared cost contracts, there's access to resources, advice and information, researching, R&D, subsidies, blah, 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 blah. You can see them all there. There's God knows how many on there, 20, something like that. I'm not going to bore you with them all because I could be here all night, and after my last experience here at 7 o'clock the lights went out before it finished, so I hope not to do that again. So, what does that mean? Well, let's take one first of all. Let's take grants. The number of times as a business consultant that I've been to a client, and the first thing they've said to me, before they've even shook my hand, is, "Are you the man with the grant?" It's almost like a silver bullet. It's a panacea for all ills, grants. Unfortunately, there aren't many grants about at the moment, but they're still there. And grants effectively mean we'll give you some money to actually do what you want to do. You've got to spend it on that. It's not like we'll give you this £100,000 and then you can go on holiday. The money actually gets paid to the suppliers of the services. So the type... So Daisy, sorry. I'm going the wrong way there. Let's try that again. Okay, so where do we get these from? Well, Business Link is a great source of grants. Most people might decide not to go that way because I hope there's no children of Business Link employees here because I'm about to get very personal. They aren't particularly good at doing what they've set out to do. But they have got a lot of money, and if you're prepared to be patient, they will pay you some. And the way that they do it, they will look at a project and decide whether it's a project that is worth supporting for a start. But we'll come on to that in a minute. They'll look at supporting strategic type stuff. So, web strategy. How are you going to use your internet? How are you going to use your website to actually promote your business? Are you going to have e-marketing on it? E-commerce on it? Are you going to optimize it? Is it going to be a .co or a .com? Are you going to go across Europe? Are you going to target the States? How is it going to work? How is the model that you've developed, the business model, going to fit into your website? And in order to do that, and I suspect that most people in the world under the age of 30 will actually know what to do with websites and know how to manage them. But there are experts out there who can do that, and they will take the money from the grant, or part of the money from the grant, to actually do that for you and produce you a hell of a good strategy, and possibly even throw your website in on the back of it for the tree. There's things like marketing, operations, PR, all the strategies that you need to actually get your business together. They'll pay for, or they'll subsidise it. And they'll pay you up to a certain amount. Now it goes, it fluctuates. 3 months ago it was £10,000 maximum that they would go up to grant you. Now it's down to £2,500. From the 1st of April it might be £10,000 again, I don't know. It just depends. But there is free money out there, and that is free money. And if you're prepared to put yourself out and to suffer the frustration and the bureaucracy, then it's worth going for. Or you can employ someone like me, who's totally punch drunk with bureaucracy and frustration, and I can find it for you. Excuse me. Let's go back that way. Right. Anyone heard of Train to Gain? It's a £1 billion contract set up by the government. And the idea of it is to raise the skill levels of people going into business. And there's two different schemes from Train to Gain. People who don't have degrees can actually get 100% funding to actually increase the skills. People who have degrees have to go under what they call the enhancement fund, and that gives you a 60% subsidy. Yeah, 60% of the cost of any training that you go for, you'll be able to get through that. Now, training's a funny thing because you can put a lot of things under training. You can have strategic training, for instance, and end up with a business strategy that would have cost you a lot of money that you've got 60% subsidy for. So there's ways and means of using these. I'm not, for one, encouraging you to go out there and fiddle the books. Please be clear on that. But there are ways and means of using the subsidies and the grants that are out there that are very, very helpful to actually getting businesses set up. I know that the university actually has a pot of money for grants, prize type stuff. And one of my clients, who is a student still, has just managed to obtain a £500 grant to set him up and to get him going. And he's using that to pay for the intellectual property, the patents and the protection, to at least get it started. So there's lots of these little bits about. Prince's Trust. Prince's Trust is a great organisation. Unfortunately, you may not actually fit into their criteria. They're looking for people who have very little education, or are living on the streets, or have been in prison, or have got drug problems. So, hopefully, I hope that none of you will fit into that category, but you never know. And they will give up to £5,000 to £6,000 worth of cash to get you set up for computing, for hardware, for software, for training, all this sort of stuff. So they're well worth having a look at, but they only go, I think it's to the age of 28, between 16 and 28, and then they're finished.